I welcome you all in RC design class. In previous slide, you have seen uh, different methods are used in RC design. Mainly, two methods are considered. One is working stage method. Another is limit state method. Now, in both method, three type of sections are used. One is balance section, under reinforced section, and over reinforced section. So, based on stress condition in working stage method, based on stress condition, the sections are classified. So, in balance section, what happened? In balance section, when the stress of, because when you apply the load, so stress is developed inside the reinforced concrete section. Now, when the stress of concrete reaches to the allowable stress, I mean the maximum compressive the topmost fiber, when the topmost fiber reaches to the maximum topmost fiber reaches to the allowable stress, topmost fibers have the maximum compression. So when topmost fiber reaches to the allowable compressive stress, and as well as when the steel reaches to the allowable tensile stress, so that time the section is called balance section. So it means what? When both material attain permissible stresses simultaneously under service load, so that time the section is called balance section. Now, we move to the next slide. So this is a mathematical condition. So in mathematical condition, you see that maximum stress of concrete means, so this is a section and the sagging bending movement take place under load. So that's why the topmost fiber, the above neutral axis fibers are in compressed. So the topmost fiber, when the topmost fiber reaches to the allowable permissible stress, allowable flexural stress, allowable bending stress, and also the steel also reaching to the allowable stress, is the allowable permissible stress. So that time the section is called balance section. Now this is the section where this amount of steel A, ST, comma B. B means the balance section, and the AST means area of steel. So B is the width of beam and B is the effective depth of beam. Now depth of concrete block is KBD, because the sections are analyzed for balance section. So that's why depth factor B, suffix B means balance section depth factor, because we find out the compressive force, tensile forces, allowable moment for the balance section. So this is a balancing depth factor. KB is called balancing depth factor, and B is the effective depth. And the so transform steel, because the so when we do the analysis of composite section, the material is converted to the single material. So here steel is converted to the equivalent concrete. So the amount is that we already discussed, m times area of steel, and again the dotted line means concrete will not carry tensor and the entire tension is taken up by the steel. Now this is a stress diagram. So stress distribution is linearly varying. At neutral axis stress is 0. Maximum compressive stress induced at the topmost fiber, and the tensile stress, because the entire tension is taken up by the steel, so tension, so equivalent tensile stress is how much? That is Fst by m, which is equal to sigma st by m, because as the section is balanced, and the tensile forces, the line of action of resultant tensile forces passes through the CG of the reinforcing bar, and similarly the line of the resultant compressive forces passes through the CG of triangle. Okay, so CG of triangle, so the total force is the area of triangle into B width, because the force is equal to stress into area. So area of triangle is half into sigma CBC into KBD depth, and B is the width of B. Similarly, the total tensile force is computed from the stress. So stress is Fst by m and area is m into st. So both m are cancelled. So numerator and denominator m are cancelled each other. So we get the tensile forces in balance section. So here amount of steel used in balance section ASTB. Suppose here 3 bars are used to make the section balance. Now from the stress diagram, because the stress distribution is linear, and so from the stress diagram we arrive to this relation, we get this relation. So how we get this relation? So just simply from the similar triangle, suppose this is the triangle, so I draw the triangles here. So you know this ordinate, because this ordinate is sigma st by m, this ordinate is sigma cbc, this ordinate is sigma cbc. Now the depth of this from the neutral axis we know, again the depth of this we know. So from the similar triangle we get the relation. This relation comes from the linear from the triangle, from the linear stress distribution triangle we get this relation. So you verify it. So at home you verify it, this relation, how this comes. So you just verify it from the similar triangle, and you know that the modular ratio is 280 by 3 sigma CBC, which is given in which is given in IS 456 code. The expression is given. So now this expression you put in this equation. Now we get the final relation. So the KB is called balancing depth factor, so which is equal to, KB is called balancing depth factor, which is equal to 280 by 280 plus 3 sigma st. So it means what? Balancing depth factor only depend on grade of steel, because this is a permissible stress of steel, and the permissible stress of steel depend on grade of steel. For different grade of steel, permissible stress of steels are different. So balancing depth factor only because those values are constant, so it only depend on grade of steel, and this is equation 1.3. Again, where kb is called balancing depth factor. Now as the as the member is in equilibrium, so as the member is in equilibrium, as the member is in equilibrium, so it means what? So one thing, I just give you an example. Suppose if a structure is in equilibrium, then what happens? Then part of the structure also in equilibrium. If the structure as a whole in equilibrium, then part of the structure are also in equilibrium. Then every points in the structures are also in equilibrium. So similarly, here the section is also in equilibrium, so total force should be 0, because this is a condition of equilibrium. To equilibrate the section, total force should be 0. So it means the compression is equal to tension. Now from the stress diagram, this is the compressive force in balanced section, and this is tensile force in balanced section. Now again we get one relation and one terms, so that is the P suffix T, PT, then comma B means the percentage of tensile steel in balanced section. Similarly, AST means area of steel used in balanced section. So the expression of percentage of tensile steel is equal to 100 into AST by PD. Now if I rearrange this equation, then we get this relation, so that this is the percentage of tensile steel, which is equal to 50 into kb into sigma CBC and sigma ST. So again the percentage of tensile steel depend on only grade of concrete, grade of steel, and balancing depth factor. So this is very important term that you have to remember. You must know the expression of percentage of tensile steel, which is equal to 100 into ST P, because the when we start design, so that time this expression percentage of tensile steels are frequently used. So you must know this term, and also in code also the percentage of tensile steel mentioned. So you must know when you design the member, so that time these terms frequently we use, and we know the expression, the area of steels in the cross section, the how much steels are used, how much percentage of steel are used in cross section, that we get from that percentage of tensile steel used in balance section. Now, so the allowable moment, how the allowable moment is, computed with respect of, so the allowable moment is determined with respect of concrete, that is taking moment about resultant tensile forces. So it means what? Again I draw the stress diagram, okay, where this is a tensile force, compressive forces. Now you see that here in balance section both material reaching to the allowable stresses. So either you take, this is tension, this is compression. So either you take from the compressive force or from the tensile force. But why we consider the moment about tensile forces, so that I explain later. So now we get the allowable moment in balance section. C is equal to JB into D. So JBD, you know, this is a lever arm. The distance between the two couples, two resultant forces, compressive force and tensile forces, is called lever arm. Now this this is the total forces, and JB, you know, that is 1 minus KBD, D minus KBD by 3, because this distance is through CG, so this distance is KBD by 3. So distance between the compressive force and tensile force, how much? That is D minus KBD by 3, where JBD is called lever arm and JB is called balancing lever arm depth factor. Now one thing you note, that you know that balance section is most economical section, because the optimum materials are used. So here the under load, both material reaching to the allowable stress, so that's why here the optimum materials are used. And another point is the concrete, although the both material reaching to the allowable stress, but we consider the concrete area, because the concrete is a weaker material than steel. So if I design considering the weaker material stress, then your design is safe, because the steel is stronger than concrete. So if your design is safe under weaker material, under the lower stress, then what happens? The higher stress are also automatically satisfied. So that's why the concrete is considered. Another thing is balance section is an ideal section or reference section. So this section generally we cannot use in real field, because this is not a practical, this is a reference section. We compare the sections with respect of balance section. So that's why it is called reference section, and also it is not a practical section. So when we design, so that time I discuss why these sections are not real, why this is not practical section. So that I discuss when we design the member, or when we start design, that time we discuss the why the balance sections is an impractical section, because the balance section is desirable, because this is the economical section, most economical section, but we cannot use in field. Now in under enforced section, in under enforced section, here under service load, stress of steel reaching to the permissible stress prior to the concrete, means the steel first reaching to the allowable stress, whereas concrete will not attend to the permissible stress. It's the concrete stress below the allowable stress, whereas steel reaching to the allowable stress. The steel reaching to the allowable stress, but concrete is not reaching to the allowable stress. Again I write the mathematical condition. So in mathematical condition, so you see that stress of steel equal to permissible stress of steel attained to the permissible stress of steel, whereas maximum stress of concrete does not reach to the allowable stress of concrete before bending CVC. Again, the another condition, the area of steel, the amount of steel used in section, if it is less than amount of steel used in balance section, then the section become under reinforced. So you see that the section is compared, under reinforced section compared with respect of balance section. That's why it is called reference section. Balance section is called reference section. Now again, the PT you know the expression, which is equal to 100 into AST by BD. Again, the percentage of tensile steel less than percentage of tensile steel in balance section before balance. Now where PT is equal to 100 into AST by BD. Again, the another condition, the K, depth factor, if it is less than balancing depth factor, then also section become under reinforced. So these three conditions, so we get the three conditions in under reinforced section. So if I check one condition, means suppose I check only this condition, K less than KB, so you say that this section is under reinforced. So other condition is the FST is equal to sigma st, AST is equal to ASTB are automatically satisfied. So if I check one condition, then other condition are also automatically satisfied, and we write that now the section is under reinforced. Hence the section is under reinforced. So we verify only one condition, and other condition are automatically, if this condition in favor of under reinforced section, then automatically other conditions are also automatically satisfied. So this is a stress distribution across the section. So you see that here the only two words are used, because the in balance section you have seen that three steels are used. In under reinforced section, the reinforcement used here the reinforcement is less than balance section, so that's why, because it is under reinforced, means the reinforcement we are using, that is less than balance section. And so here the amount of steel, M times area of steel, and depth of concrete block, that is KD, lever arm distance D minus KD by 3, and this is the stress condition where the maximum topmost fiber, maximum compressive stress does not reach to the permissible state, does not attain to the permissible stress, whereas steel reaching to the permissible stresses. And we get the total forces from the stress diagram. We get the compressive forces of this triangular prism. Now the total tensile forces, which is equal to sigma st into area of steel. Now as the steel reaches allowable stresses prior to the concrete, so allowable moment is computed with respect of compressive forces. Because so one thing you just understand that you know that the allowable moment is calculated using the allowable stress. So here the steel has to be considered, because the steel area has to be considered, because the steel reaching to the allowable stress. So the to find out the allowable moment, we have to take, or we take the moment about the compressive forces. So if I take the moment about the compressive forces, then the steel area is considered and the tensile force into this distance. Now the underenforced section is very important because the designers prefer UR section. Underenforced section is preferred by the designer because it is failed in a ductile way, and the and as steel fail fast because the steel reaching to steel, you know that steel has one unique property that is called ductile. Steel is a ductile, so due to the ductile property, steel is unique than steels are preferred uh, in structure. So that's why, and also uh, and here what happened, the steel fell fast. So in ductile failure what happened, the large deformation take place before failure. You see that in stress strain diagram in mild scale, the large deformation occurred, okay, before failure. So so that's why we get a advance warning. We get a advance warning. So suppose steel under load, steel reaching to the allowable stresses. So it means the structure now fail. So it is fail, or it is more than sigma st by m. So it is, so it will it is going to fail. So so the failure occur gradually. Okay, we'll get gradually, the failure take place gradually. We will get advance warning. Sorry, we'll get advance warning. Okay, so in ductile failure we'll get advance warning. So it means the we can see the structure is going to fail, and so that we take the some necessary action, either we repair or we leave the place. Okay, so so that's why, so here the failure is not occurred, failure is not take place suddenly. Okay, the failure is gradually happened. Okay, gradually take place. So that's why we will get a advance warning. And if the structure, if the member is failed in a ductile way, then what happen, then we can take the measures to repair, or we may leave if the structure is very much older, and it is not so we can leave the space, or this is not usable, so we can leave the space. So the main thing is, in underenforced section, the ductile failure occur. You know that ductility is it can change shape without fracture. Okay, it can change its shape without fracture, and also the large deformation occur before failure. So obviously we'll get the advance warning. So large deflection took place, then so many cracks will come. So we get a advance warning. Then now now we see that the structure should be repaired. Okay. So that due to the ductile failure, the underenforced sections are preferred, and here the failure is gradually take place. Now the in overenforced section, so the underenforced section, overenforced section is just opposite, similar to underenforced section. So here the area of steel, amount of steel used, so that should be more than amount of steel used in balance section. So what happens? So the limiting allowable stress is reached in the concrete before the steel stress reaches the limiting value. So here it means what? It means what? The concrete reaching to the allowable stress prior to the steel. So this is a mathematical condition. Stress of steel less than permissible stress of steel, and maximum compressive force equal to sigma CBC. Amount of steel greater than amount of steel used in balance section, and PT also greater than PTB, and K greater than KB. So we only check the one condition and other condition are automatically satisfied. So suppose I check only the amount of steel used and amount of steel used in balance section. If I compare it, if it is greater, then I say that this section is overimposed, and automatically the other condition are automatically satisfied. Means the FST less than ST, this condition automatically satisfied. Now that this is a stress distribution across the section, so you see that here here we are using the 4 number bars. If I compare steel with respect of balance section, then what happened? Then here the amount of steel is more than balance section. If obviously the diameter of the bar is same, diameter of bar remains same, I mean both sections. So here the 4 number, and balance section only the 3 bars. So this is a transform section. Again similarly, the concrete reaching to the allowable stress, steel does not attain to the allowable stress. So the allowable moment, so as the concrete reaches allowable stress prior to the steel, so allowable moment is computed with respect of tensile force. That is, concrete area is considered. Similarly, as the concrete reaching to the allowable stress, so concrete fell fast. In an overimposed section, the concrete fell fast. So that's why to take the allowable moment, to compute the allowable moment, we have to consider the concrete area. We have to consider the concrete area, because the concrete reach to the allowable stress, whereas the steel will not reach to the allowable stress. So where Z is called lever arm, and this is the expression of allowable moment in overimposed. Over means overimposed. And one thing you note, that is that designers does not prefer overimposed, because it is failed in a brittle way. Because you know that brittle failure is a sudden failure. The failure takes place suddenly without getting any advance warning. Okay, it fails suddenly when it just cross to the ultimate strain. The member collapse suddenly, so will not get any advance warning. Okay, so if any due to some reason, if the member is overloaded and the member is failed suddenly, okay, will not get any prior warning, will not get advance warning. So brittle failure will occur. Another thing is, as we use amount of steel, so larger steels are used, so what happened? The section become uneconomic. Okay, uneconomic is the section is costly compared to under-reinforced section, because if I compare the price of steel with respect of concrete, then the steel cost is higher than concrete. So here the larger steels are used, so automatically the cost of structures are also increased, and finally it leads uneconomic, the costly designs comes, and uh, the member become uneconomic. So that's why, so this is another reason the designer does not prefer overenforcement, because the first thing is the brittle failure, another is the uneconomic, because the amount of steel is more, larger steels are used, so the section become uneconomic, section is costly. So so that, but so in working stress method, one thing also you just um, remember, that in working stress method we use three sections. The three sections are used in working stress method, but in living state method only the two sections are used, balance section and under reinforced section. Over reinforced sections are not used, because the here in living state method, uh, if the section if the section is over reinforced, if I check the criteria, then if I find, if you found that section is over reinforced, then section should be redesigned. Okay, in limited method, if the section become over reinforced, then section should be redesigned. This time you have to change the area of steel, dimension, okay, material. So you have a lot of option. Uh, so uh, so so you have to, you design the member in such a way so that the section should not be over reinforced in limited method. But in working stress method, three sections are used. So this is one drawback. So this is the very important thing. So we already discussed the three sections: balance section, under reinforced section, and over reinforced section. Now we compare the three section, how, what happened in balance section, what happened in under reinforced section, under load, service load, obviously service load, and what happened in over reinforced section. So the first point that you have to, the first important point that you have to note, that in balance section, in under reinforced section, neutral axis, this is the neutral axis. Now the neutral axis shift upward as compared to balance section. Why the neutral axis shift upward? This is the actual and this is the balanced neutral axis. So it is shifted upward. Why? Because here in under reinforced section, you know that we are using the less steel than balance section. So automatically less concrete area also required to equilibrate the section. So that's why this axis is shifted upward. Similarly, in over reinforced section, neutral axis goes down with respect of balance section. Why? Because here the larger steels are used, so you need a more concrete area. It's a more concrete area to equilibrate the section. So that's why neutral axis shift downward in over reinforced section. So this thing is very important that you have to remember, very conceptual things, and in competitive exam, so this conception, you need this conception to solve the questions. So so that thing you must understand. In listed method also, the such conception will require such conception. We use those conception in limited method also. So in over reinforced section, neutral axis shift downward, whereas in under reinforced section, neutral axis shift upward. to equilibrate the forces or to balance the forces. You need a lesser area and in our case a larger concrete area. So generally two type of problem is considered in design. Two type of problems. So in working stage method, and you know that ultimate load method is obsoleted because from the user's point of view, if this method become obsolete, the serviceability is not considered. So that's why ultimate load methods are not used now. So only the two methods are left: working stage method and limit stage method. So in two method, so we have the two type of problem. One is a analysis type of problem and the another is design type of problem. So you know that in analysis type of problem, it has only one and unique solution. So it means that if the data are given, so the everyone have the same answer, okay, because it has only one and unique solution. And the design type, in design type it has many solution, because the so the lot of thing you have to consider, so it depend on you. So the different section you may consider, different material you may consider, so which are not given in problem. So that's why design type problem has the many solution. So in analysis type of problem, what data are given, cross sectional dimensions, material properties, then amount of reinforcement, compute stress of material, moment resistance and allowable moment, that you have to calculate, you have to find out. And in design type problem, designer has to determine the dimension, other detailing of reinforcement, grade of concrete and steel from the given design moment. So only the design moments are given, only the spans are given, only the loadings are given, so type of beams are given. So you have to find out the what will be the section, what is the section, that you have to find out. How much steels are required, that you need to find out. And what type of reinforcement, how the reinforcement are placed, how the reinforcement you have to arrange according to the following the code, that also you have to decide. And what grade of concrete you want to consider, that also you have to find out, that also you have to choose. Steel grade, similarly grade of steel also you have to choose. Okay, so this is a design type of problem. The main thing is analysis has only one and unique solution, and design type has many solutions. So here I end my lectures, and I mean in next class or next lectures I discuss the problems. These are working stage method problem that I discuss. That I shall discuss. So here I end my lectures.